Hello, as Simply Neological would say. And I know what you're thinking. We are not going to film a 100 layers challenge, or are we? Just, I'm joking about that. We're not actually going to. Today we are going to film, or tonight, it is like 10:30 at night and it's a school night. I don't know why I'm making these videos because I just filmed another video. And this is the first ever video I've gotten, or filmed, that has lighting. I can't flip and see the camera now. I'm never gonna look up there again. This, actually, I just did it again. First time. I'm going to be doing a Doctor Who shoe DIY to show you like what some of the design. It's not really a DIY. I'm not gonna show you how to make the shoes, do the designs on the shoes. Or this is for a friend, not for me. But as you may or may not know, I'm a big Doctor Who, and Doctor Who has a place in my heart. My heart is the TARDIS, but you know. Okay, my puns are awful. Let's get to the video. Oh, and shout out to Abby if you're watching this video. Here's the tie-dye shirt that we made, and I look horrible in that video, so go watch it. The card is, I think, up here. Yeah, and the link will be right here in the description. Go watch that.
Hello, how are you all doing? Awesome. Okay, what I'm doing right now is basically I'm taking the shoestrings out, and then I'm searching on the web, and then I'm going to start with a blue marker, and I'm going to outline the trim of the shoes. Now it took me a little bit because I had to find the right color, because once it dries it turns out to be a different color, and when it's wet it also is a different color. So I had to find the right color, and then I just go back through and I do the trim of the shoe. Okay, now I'm reaching the final portion of the shoe, and now I'm pleased with what I've done. Now the lines or the stitches I'm going to go in red, and I'm pointing out, and then I'll do like a Who word right there, and with a red outline where the stitches are. And so I'll be doing that here in just a minute. Just one thing I want to say about these markers real quick. You kind of have to use them at first and get the ink going. I started realizing this as soon as I started working on the other stitch part, because it would like excrete more ink, I guess is how you could word it. I did get some ink on the white part of the shoe, but that would eventually come off since it's rubber. And here you can tell where it was clearly more red than the other part, just because the marker hadn't, I don't know, you have to rub the tip, I guess. On the back of the shoe, right now I am doing Who in the red letters, and then the O right there. Yep, I go back over it a couple times. Then I'm going through the stitches right there and covering it in red also. And here's the final product of the red, as you can tell on the back, and you can also see right there I've got some red on the white part rubber. And now I'll be starting with these black squares that are like supposed to mimic the windows of the TARDIS. And here I start to realize that there's not just 4, there's 6 windows. And so at first I draw only 4 boxes, but then later on I go back to add 2 more squares at the end, and then I color these in yellow. And right here you can tell the yellow is very dirty. It is from where the black was still wet and I had gotten them mixed. So on the other shoe and the other part of that side of the shoe, it will be a much brighter yellow with the windows. So I don't think it mattered that much, but it's really bothering me that I've gotten all that red on the white part of the rubber shoe, and you can really notice it right there how bad it is. I did wash it off later. Okay, now I'm using a blue marker, and I'm going in. That's a darker blue marker. I'm going in and I'm writing police call box. My bad. I'm going in and adding police call box, and then I'm going and adding the numbers 1 through 12 because there are currently 12 doctors. Then I'm going to take the yellow marker and kind of connect them and add stars to kind of indicate that it's the galaxy, space, and time, and all this other junk. And now I'm done with that. And on this side of the shoe, I'm going to do a bow tie design to represent the 11th Doctor. Since the person I am designing these for, holy moly, that's a lot of red. I'm sorry. The person I'm designing these for, they like Doctor Who all the way, but they said they really like the symbolism of the bow tie and the 11th Doctor, so I would like to do that design on that part of the shoe. I believe I am done with this shoe. I gotta clean off a bit, but that is basically the part of it that I am done with. The windows, I'll go back in later and add 2 more windows with that. Now with the other shoe, I'm going to start by writing a police public call box. And then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 design. And I'm then going to connect them with a yellow line and then add stars to also represent space and time. And now I have both shoes halfway, or one shoe's done, the other one's halfway done. And now there's both shoes right there for you. And on the other side of the other shoe, I'm writing some famous Doctor Who catchphrases like Geronimo, Bad Wolf, Fantastic, Allianz Y, and then I'll write bow ties are cool, or just bow ties. I'm going back over the words in orange. One, to give it more of a pop look, and then also the yellow didn't show up as much as I wanted it to, and I also left some parts of it yellow. And now I'm going over the toes of the shoe. I'm going to do a DW design, and then on the top ribbon I'm going to put Who ? In like a repetitive order. And now this is where something goes wrong. You can't have a DIY without something going wrong. I learned something very important with this DIY, that you can only use Sharpie pens to draw on the toe of the shoe. It was horrible, and I was devastated, and you'll see here in a minute where I smudge it, and my light just went out, ignore that. But that was the product without using Sharpie. I used like these pigmented pens for manga lining, and so I thought I was okay, and I didn't do anything with the tongue of the shoe just because, one, it was hard to draw on, and I really didn't feel like wasting. And there it is. There's the smudge. I smudged it so bad. I felt like a total retard for not using Sharpies right here. And so here in a minute, I go to clean it off and I fix it. Here's the toe of the shoe cleaned off. I did it. Now I'm going back over it with the blue Sharpie once I figured out that I will use Sharpie, but it did leave a stain and I just left it that way. I did go back over the Who ? Ribbon in blue later on, and now here is where I realized that the TARDIS does not have 4 windows, it has 6. And I'm adding the other 2 windows on each shoe and then going back in and covering it with yellow on the inside. Here we have the shoe, that is the right shoe, and I think it turned out pretty good, if I do say so myself. And then I'm going back on the toe of the right shoe, doing the DW design, but also I'm not using those pigmented pens I'd used earlier. I did learn my lesson that you can only use Sharpies when doing this kind of thing, which, tip, only use Sharpie pens if doing the rubber toe part of your canvas shoes or Vans. So keep that in mind if you do these.
We will meet there.
And there we have it.
Alright everybody, I hope you enjoyed that little DIY, and I will see you next Saturday. I have a new Instagram account and a new Twitter account, so I'll have a new outro as well as a couple of links down in the description below for you to go check out my social media as well as my Facebook page. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next Saturday, Skittles. Peace out.